Cool. So, hi everyone. Welcome to another episode of Digital Homad. Today, we have Naphish Alam with us. He's from Motihari, Bihar, working as a content manager at K2 Technologies. I'll give you a little background about me and what is Digital Homad because this is a very new series. So, I'm a remote work activist and enabler working at Upplers, and I'm passionate about helping people and companies to set up their remote teams. A little bit about me, and the reason we started Digital Homad is to help companies and people who are working from home and designing your work around life, not the other way around, is our motto. And we believe that, life is greater than work. Remote work is a lifestyle change. So the purpose of Digital Homad is to help people and companies in setting up, work from home environment. And this community aims to help people who wants to in their skill development, career aspirations, and you know, share insight, best practices, real world stories about remote work experiences and work from home experiences. So today we have Naphish Alam with us. He's a content manager at K2, working remotely from past 4 years uh, in Motihari, Bihar, and he's leading a team of 10 content writers. Correct me if I'm wrong, Nafish.
Yes, correct.
Cool. So, the purpose, I mean, like today we'll deep dive into how leading and managing remote team is very different from the way you lead an on-site team, right? Nafish, I would request you to just share a little bit about yourself, and then we'll deep dive into that topic.
First of all, I would like to thank you for inviting me in the podcast. And I always like to connect with like minded people like you and discuss the remote work and a lot of things that is going around this. So currently, I'm working with K2 Technologies, digital marketing agency, where I'm heading the complete ecosystem of content, and that is managed completely remote. So a lot of things
Okay.
goes around the team. A lot of challenges comes in the remote work, and I personally often manage a lot of things and build different strategies to handle things.
Great. So since you are, leading a team of 10 content writers for almost like 4 years, have you met those people in person? Any of those?
Uh, from the time I have been working remotely, if I remember, I have been working remotely since December 2020. And from then, I have never
Okay.
met my team members. I have just connected them
Never,
on.
never in these four
Never,
years?
never. I've never met them.
Okay, cool. So this is one of a kind because um, I am leading a remote team, and I mean, like all the leaders that are remote, they usually meet once in a year, bare minimum. And this is a narrative uh, in the whole industry that in-person connection is very important, right? And so we'll start off with this that, because you haven't met your team in person, then how do you, uh, you know, manage that, your team is connected with each other, not only on a professional level, but also on a personal level, right? How do you manage that?
First of all, I want to say one thing. When I initially connected with you, you told that we often meet with our team members. So when I started remote work, this thing never came to in mind that I need to meet my team members, and till date
Mhm.
the scene is the same. I have never thought to meet my team members, and now the point is, in the remote work many people believe that we need to meet our team members. But currently in my remote work journey, my thought process is quite different. Uh, i have overall a complete work culture whatever is followed in corporate in on-site system. This is a very different thing.
Mhm.
Like most of the companies nowadays in India are on-site, so I follow all the work culture, all the work rules of a on-site company in my remote team. Okay, so whenever I hire anyone, I interview any
Okay.
candidate, I tell them one thing that this is just a remote job. You are working remotely, you are at your home, or no matter where you are. You need to maintain a corporate work culture. Okay, so I told them that this is a designed work hours, and you need to be available with full focus and complete your targeted work. If you need flexible timings, this is also available. You just need to inform me if you need flexibility. So this is how I manage, and I have never faced any challenges.
Okay. So I'll just rehash what I've understood, right? So you uh, operate in a remote setup like you operate in on-site setup. The only difference is you're location independent. People are location
Yes,
independent. They can work
yes,
from
yes,
anywhere, but
yes,
they have to work in a desired uh, like shift from whatever, let's say 10 to 7 or 1 to 10, whatever.
yes, yes.
And if they want some flexibility, they can take that flexibility, but they have to keep you or the manager informed.
Informed.
That's the
Yes, yes,
uh, operating model that you guys follow.
yes, yes, absolutely.
Interesting. This is interesting. So you guys don't work async, means, or how do you guys manage between sync and async? What sort of synchronous work you guys do, and then what time you guys work async?
I first of all, I would like to understand from you what you are saying. What is async or async? I don't understand this.
Okay, so I'll give you some background. So synchronous work is when people are working together. For example, in office, when everybody is coming to office working together and leaving at 7 p.m., that is synchronous work. Everybody is sitting together, working
Okay.
together, right? That is in sync. Async means you have given the work to, let's say, all of your team members in the morning or in the start of the week. Now it is their responsibility whether they do it or at 10 a.m., 5 p.m., midnight, or at 3 a.m. in the morning, but they have to complete that work when before the deadline is. So in this sort of work operating model, you don't have to work at the similar time. So for example, you have a person, let's say, the distributed team culture, the global distributed team culture. If the CEO is sitting in USA and the leadership team is sitting in US, but the development team is in India, they cannot work together, right? So they have to set some deadlines. They have to set some parameters that these are the tasks that we need to achieve by end of this week. And anybody can work at any point in time, but at the end of the week, we all should achieve what we wanted to achieve. So this is the basic difference of synchronous versus asynchronous.
So yes, thank you for updating me. So first of all, I would like to clear one thing. Currently, we all the team members are in the same time zone. We all are sitting in India, so this is not there is no difference in time zone, and
Hmm.
we all are in synchronous work culture. So all team members start
Hmm.
working at the same time and in their shift at the same time. So in my content team, only in
Hmm.
content team, if anyone need flexibility or
Hmm.
they want to start work in midnight, in morning, or whenever they have time, they
Hmm.
just update me about it, and I do one thing: I assign tasks them in advance, and and I leave it on them. They complete the task by following our SOP, update their worksheet, and next day when I check their sheet, and if I found anything, everything updated, then there is no problem.
Okay, so I think uh, you haven't realized it, but this is this is a combination of synchronous versus plus async
Yes,
that you
yes,
are following. So
I
when you
understand.
take the meeting in the morning, give them task, that is sync. But when you mentioned that I leave it on to them when to complete and update the task, and then we'll meet tomorrow morning. That means they have the whole day. They
Yes,
can do it any point in time. The whole point is to create that output that is required
yes,
by
definitely.
your team or your management to create that. Wonderful. I think that gives me a lot of insights about the combination of sync and async, and I think this is the best combination. It depends on your team to team how much percentage you want to connect daily. For example, it could be like a 30-70, 30% sync and 70% async, or a 50-50 combination depending on the project you are working. But in remote work, I think it is when we say like flexibility in remote work, it is not just the location flexibility, but I also feel it is also the freedom of doing the task. So if you talk about deep work, so my deep working hours could be late night, but for someone else it could be early morning. For someone
Yes,
else
I
it's be like
agree. I
after
agree.
lunch,
Definitely.
right?
Yes,
So giving that flexibility and freedom, that what you said, like, okay, I give them task and then leave it up to them. So that is you
yes,
are allowing them, giving them freedom to decide what time works for you best. Do that task in that time, right?
yes.
So it's great example of sync plus async work. I also want to understand, Nafis, since you guys are located in different states, we have earlier spoke about this. Some of the people are in from South India, some are from North India. You are also in the middle of India. Some people are from West and East. Every corner of India, you have a team member. So how do you, I mean, like there are cultural differences in these people. So how do you, like what sort of activities or initiatives you implement in your team to foster a sense of community and connection with the whole team? How do you do that?
Uh, Currently, I have not, to be honest, I have not built anything like that to make the team feel connected. But I am currently working on the same. The only thing currently I do with my team that I try to be with them as many time as possible. I try to be honest with them.
Hmm.
I try to understand their problem as a human, and I try to keep them connected in a video meeting. And whatever they say, whatever their problem is related to work, related to
Hmm.
their personal life, that impacts the work, I understand them as a human and provide the best solution what I can offer them as the content manager. So yes, I am currently working on this for building a engagement activity or doing anything that make my team members feel connected, that are from different states and different work cultures.
Great. I think you, you know, uh, very grounded, first of all. I'll say that uh, you have said some basics out here, although it is like you are, I mean, like it's a continuous integration process where you are continuous improving and trying new things out.
Yes,
But
definitely.
the basic thing I believe what you just said is like understanding people problems and acknowledging them and trying to understand and give them this opportunity or feeling that you understand these problems and we are together in this problem. So whether it is your professional or a personal problem, we are together in this problem and we will find some
Yes,
solution. I think that's the most common, or I would say the foundation of leading any team, not just like a remote, even if it is a hybrid or an on-site team. If your team doesn't trust you, right, they won't be telling you their personal beliefs or fears and all. And for as a manager or for a leader it is very important. So yeah, but like I like that thing. Kudos to you that you go and check with them and understand what's their personal and professional problem. So how do you do that? Do you do that like so I'll set some stage for you. So like what I do is like for my team we have a Friday call,
okay,
and that's like 1 hour slot we book for the team call. We talk less about work, let's say 20% we talk about work, but most of the time we talk about different stuff that is not at all related to work. And that's how I started learning, and everybody in that team started learning about each other, what they like, what they dislike, what are their interests, right? What are they doing for the weekend, what they have been doing over the week, how was the week. So people, so it serves two purposes. One is like you are learning about the other person who is talking. So not everybody talks because people are ambivert, introvert, and extrovert. But it also gives a sense that yeah, there is someone whom I can speak to. So in that team, now there are smaller groups happening. So two people became a very good friend who haven't met or haven't spoke to each other before because of that particular Friday call. Now, because they connected on a personal level, then they figured out, okay, they are from the same city, Indore. Now, when they come on a call, they talk about Indore a lot, right? Have you been there? There are so many waterfalls in Indore, all of that stuff, right? Now the conversation is going to another level. So how do you guys do that? Is it like do you have a set meeting for that every week, or you normally do it on daily basis? How is that structured?
first of all, it is a great thing you are doing, and I'm going to note it down in my notepad, and I will implement the same system as you do on Friday with my team. So currently I whatever what I do with my team is, I don't do things like as you told, but what I do is, whenever any team member tell to me that there is a problem and I want to leave. For example, if someone told me that my father is not well, he is admitted in hospital or anything, so first of all, I directly say them go and manage that. Forget the work. I don't discuss anything about work after listening to this. Listening to their issue. So I directly tell them go and manage that first. Okay. So, and from the now the next day when I connect with them, I first of all ask about the wellness of their family members, how they are feeling, and if you are completely mentally stable and in good condition to continue your work or not. So I first of all clear them, make them feel comfortable that if you are fully comfortable in working or not. If they say okay, I can work, then I allow them and assign the task to them to work. So this is what I currently do.
Okay. And how is your a little we talk about how is your stand-up meeting are structured? For example, you would be doing a stand-up with your team every single day, right? So do you guys I mean like stand-ups are mostly about work, but is there any other one-on-one? So do you so very direct question to you. Do you schedule one-on-one meetings with every of your team member, like let's say uh, every single month or every quarter?
No, not like that. If I feel like I need to connect one on one, or if there is personal, if there is one particular issue that is faced by only one team member, so in
Mm-hmm.
that case, I connect them personally and discuss
Okay.
them personally to make them
Cool.
that clear.
Okay. Nice. I'll also want to touch a little bit about, because you have built this team from scratch, from ground up.
Yes.
What sort of, and I believe like when you're building team from zero in remote, training, L&D, and processes are very important, right? So that people can work according to process, even if, they don't have access to Nafish or someone else, right? If they know the process, they'll be able to do it. So how have you structured and what sort of processes or anything, any strategies you have crafted at that point in time that helped your team to scale up from 1 to 10?
So for this, I just wanted to say that when I joined K2 Technologies as a senior content writer, there was just two persons who
Hmm.
were working part time in that company, and after just 1 month, they resigned from the job.
Okay.
And at that time, I was only one team member in the content department. So at that time I got the responsibility from the management to find candidates, not just building a remote team. I have not any idea like I will one day build a remote team like that, build some systems, some SOPs, no idea. So I just got a message from management that Nafis, go and find some candidates, some content writers. So I first of all connected some of my contacts who are in content to find some references. And
Hmm.
luckily, I whenever I face such issues for finding content writers, and whenever I contacted someone, I find some candidates. So the process started like this. I started interviewing candidates, finding candidates on LinkedIn, finding candidates by contacting my contacts. So I started getting candidates one by one. And when I have a team of 3 to 4 people, then I realized that my team number of my team members in increasing, and then now I need to build a system of how to work in a remote setup. At that time, I thought to build a checklist of how to hire remote team members, what is the required thing like electricity, power backup for good working laptop, good working internet connections. So when I personally face all these things, I noted them down, and whenever I interview any candidate, I first of all discuss with them. So the uh, uh, I have always created solution based on the problem I have faced. And till date I have complete SOP of hiring my content team, what type of candidates I need to hire, and what I need to check when hiring any candidate. I till date I have built a complete SOP about how to write a content, how to edit content. I have two SOPs, one SOP for editors and proofreaders, one SOP is for writers. So everything is managed and optimized. I don't always need to tell anyone in person that write this way or don't this way. I have a complete SOP. I just connect them in a call, discuss the SOP, and ask them to go and write. And proofreader has also a checklist. They just open the checklist and check the content.
Hmm.
That's it.
Great. Thanks for you know, sharing that. So what I heard is like first thing is you hire the right people, right?
Yes.
Set the right expectation. Then you have SOPs which people can actually follow,
Yes.
checklist people can follow, and that's it, right? So very basic, simple strategy, but effective strategy, I would say. A little bit, I'll touch on the hiring side. So you said like I hire people and I set the right expectation. What are the must-haves if someone wants to get hired in a remote company or in a remote setup? According to you, what are the must-haves that a person should have from skill standpoint? For example, you can give example of content writers that you hire, and also from an overall operating standpoint as well. Like you mentioned about electricity, internet. So what are the basic must-haves that person should have? And without those must-haves, you cannot even dream of having a remote job.
Yes.
So
So
according to you, what is that?
yes, yes. So in from the day I have started building team until that I have practiced some things. First of all, whenever I hire any team members, I first check whether or not they have worked in a on-site job or not. If they have not done
Hmm.
any on-site job, even 1 month, 2 month, or I just check their knowledge about work culture, how they work with colleagues, and what is the system. So and I don't prefer hiring those candidates. Even I had some time, but I don't prefer hiring those candidates who have just worked randomly, just find clients from here and there, just got any type of work, don't are not organized in any way.
Hmm.
So I try to hire candidates who are organized, optimized, understand work culture, understand corporate setup, office setup, how to work in a dedicated work setup, dedicating 8 to 9 hours. So
Hmm.
I prefer to hire such kind of candidates.
Great. And so this is from a norm cultural standpoint, right? So you
Yes.
definitely need to have a dedicated workplace. Number one thing that I got and highlighted from your answer: dedicated workplace, electricity, backup, good internet connection, good understanding of dealing with people or working
Yes.
with different set of people, and also being organized at workplace, that you have
Yes,
to dedicate
definitely.
8 to 9 hours, how you would dedicate and how you are organized. Great. Wonderful. From a skill standpoint, so a little bit about, I want to talk about if someone wants to is a so I'll start off with this. Let's suppose I am a recent graduate or a person who has done 2 years 3 years of a job, and I want to make my career, because digital marketing is a good space, big space right now. It's an animal, is a unicorn, and I want to make my career into this space, and I want to start with writing content, because content is king, right? If you are writing it or if you are publishing content, you are getting visibility. So what are the basic must-haves according to you that anyone could start learning and then thinking of entering into this career? Just two or three uh,
Yes, yes, great.
things that you.
So currently at K2 Technologies, we have started a drive internship program where we had those candidates who have just cleared their college degrees. So for this, I prefer those candidates who are fluent in English speaking and just basic English writing. Mark my
Mhm.
point, I only hire those candidates who are
Okay.
fluent in English speaking and basic English writing. And I also prefer those candidates who have
Hmm.
done their bachelor's or master's in English literature. This is an added
Okay.
advantage for us. Okay, so this is not mandatory, but we hire those candidates who are fluent in English speaking and basic writing. After we find such candidates, we take them in our internship program, and through our internal training system
Hmm.
by checking their English grammar skills, writing skills, and then turning their basic writing skills into digital content creation. So this all depends on our internal training system. So we have built a training system like that, that
Hmm.
make them capable of creating content for online audience. So we are currently successful in doing that.
Great. Wonderful. Thanks for sharing that. So I would like to deep dive into the training program, but I think that would take another episode to
Yes.
understand the whole of it, right? Very basically, I want to understand. So I heard that there is an opportunity, remote opportunity going on that you guys currently have. And I think with the help of this podcast, once we release it, people will have, the people who are graduates looking for opportunities can apply to this particular job, can reach out to you, right? If they have good English speaking or write and writing skills, and if they can write a basic English, right? And the other things like organized, have dedicated internet, electricity, and other stuff, right? So great, kudos. I think this is a very good point that you mentioned, that give a lot of freshers an opportunity to apply who want to make their career in content writing. Interestingly, I would want to understand there are a lot of people. So one part of my research is that the males get have an opportunity to work outside, can go out and work, can work remotely, can work in a hybrid setup. But compared to men, women don't have enough access because uh, if they are single, right, they can travel, they can do stuff. Once they are married, they have certain responsibilities. Some women's, once they have kid, then they have a career gap. Most companies don't entertain women's after career gaps. Secondly, interestingly, what I have seen, like people who have, women who have worked into their career, had a baby or had a child and, took a break, or they met with some, something uncertain happened in their career, met with an accident or whatever, are disabled. They cannot work. They cannot go outside and work, right? They have to have a remote job or a work from home job. And
Yes,
some
definitely.
women's are even like they have a kid or they don't have, they are like the only bread earner in their family. So they don't have a male bread earner. For them, remote job, taking care of the parents or the children is very important. So how do you see that, those sort of people who are in the market, and is there an opportunity in your company for those sort of people as well?
Yes, definitely. We have opportunities, and currently in my team, there are all kinds of people. There are more females than male in my team, and there is also one
Hmm.
mother in my content team. So I
Okay.
thought I have the same thought process. What I told, I always love to give opportunity to those people who are who can't visit office in any way. So whenever I find those candidates, I prefer them hiring. And in my team, there is no such guidelines that we have not to hire a person who is very busy, who is handicapped, a mother. We just need to think about our works that is needs to done in any way. So we hire all kinds of people, and we have always opportunities. We just need to get things done, no matter how it is done.
Great. I think so. There is another, like I would just highlight this, that people who will be watching this video, right, can, if they are a single mom or if they are disabled people and they want to make their career in content writing, they can approach K2 or and see this as an opportunity for them to start their career, if they want to restart or if they want to build their career to the next level. Great, Nafish. I think this is an amazing opportunity. I think more and more companies should practice this. More and more people should think like you are thinking. Because I mean, like a lot of people reach out to me on LinkedIn, mostly are women's who had career gap because of any reason in their family or kid or anything about their health, and now they want to restart. I know that there are a couple of platforms in the market who are helping these women's to restart their career, but still they don't have enough opportunities, and most of the women's, they want to take they have to take care of a lot of stuff, right? The home, the parents, the kids, right? And that's how they have some limitations of moving out or moving into a different city, right? So people who are in metros, they don't have any problem, but people who are in tier
Yes.
2 and tier 3 cities may not have the similar opportunities. So I think that this is a great job. I think this, with the help of this video, we will enlighten the audience that there are companies like K2 and there are managers like Nafish who are who believes in like diversity, equity, and inclusion, and they don't mind if someone has a career gap. They don't mind if someone is uh, hadn't been the same into the same industry, or if someone is a fresher, because fresher hiring is like a very big problem in our country.
Yes.
Nobody wants to hire a fresher because they have to train them, and they have this narrative that after we train them they will leave. I mean, like, so I always tell these people that train them so well so that they can leave, but treat them so well that they don't want to leave,
Yes.
right? So
Definitely.
culture is very important.
Let me see.
Training is equally important.
Yes.
Uh, Interesting. Also, Nafish, a little bit about because you are having a team, and then you might have different sort of writing projects going on simultaneously. What communication tools or platform do you use as a team to manage, not just to manage the team, but to manage the work as well, so that everyone is on the same page?
Yeah. So in my team, first of all, we are all remote, so we don't have face of all team members.
Hmm.
So I use ClickUp, and there is an
Okay.
option to create a flow chart or mind map or different type of diagram for teams.
Hmm.
So I do what
Okay.
is, I put the team leader on the top, and the members in in the sides. So I just create a mind map for each team members, for each team leaders, and on each day I
Hmm.
open all the teams. Okay, so uh, we have I have set a limit for when I will divide my team. So currently, I have two teams. So I just open team one and team two. I have
Hmm.
name of the team leader and their team members. So what I do is I attach their worksheet behind their names. So I just open their Google Sheet. I
Okay.
use Google Sheet. I use open Google Sheet, open that sheet
Hmm.
and check whether or not they have done their assigned task. And based on that, I use open my project management tool. Okay, project manage tool. I open that tool
Okay.
and assign a task to each team members. For communication, I still use Google Chat, and I have also created some groups for the team. That's it.
Great. So I have heard few tools here. I'll just highlight them again. So one is ClickUp to manage the work.
Yes.
Another one you mentioned, project management tool. Which one you mentioned?
In my team, we use TaskAd.
Okay, TaskAd. So that is
Yes.
there. Then you use Google Sheet. I think many of us use Google Sheet.
We
And
use all Google
you
products
you
like
you guys
Google
use
Docs, Google Sheet, Google Presentation, all tools.
great. Yeah, similar. I also use Google a lot. Right. So three major tools like for ClickUp to do the stand-ups, to give the task, then TaskAt to
Yes.
manage the projects, right?
Projects. Yes.
And the third is like to document stuff. You use Google Docs, right?
Yes.
Great. Uh, Anything in particular, you guys? So a little bit because you are from a writing side, right? I'm very curious. I mean, like uh, about like how do you and your team use AI with writing the content? How do you guys uh, infuse that? Are you guys, or the question is very simple. Are you guys using AI to create content? And if yes, then how? If not, then why?
So in one word, currently we have banned all AI writing tools in the market at K2 Technologies, and there are some reasons for the same.
Oh,
So
interesting.
when
Uh-huh.
AI came, ChatGPT came, we all started exploring, writing a lot of things, and we all did a lot of things. After that, Google introduced their own tool, Gemini. Then Bing came with Bing AI, Perplexity AI, a lot of tools came.
Yeah.
So at that time, I as a manager personally used all tools and thought how it can they can help our company in the content in any way. So initially, I
Hmm.
created personally some prompts to create some type of content, uh, and
Okay.
for a few months we also use that for creating content for our clients. But after noticing some issues of personal touch, human touch, editing issues, misinformation,
Hmm.
and after also Google has introduced a big algorithm update. So by considering all these things, we
Okay.
banned all AI tools, and currently we are all a full human writers. We do manual research using Google's and research platforms and create
Hmm.
fully authentic content that is based on Google algorithms.
Great. Very quickly, if you want to share that, what was in that Google algo update?
Yes. So if I am correct, Google released that algorithm update in I think April 2024. So in that Google algorithm, Google
Hmm.
was against some issues. That was site reputation abuse, misinformation in
Okay.
content, poor quality content, low quality content, or content that is just created to rank in Google, not to help the target audience. This is a very important point raised by Google, that
Interesting.
if you are creating any content just to rank in Google and not to help people, then you
Hmm.
are going to go down. I will not going to help you in any way. So in this core update, Google
Okay.
actually bundled a lot of updates in that update, and the entire digital
Hmm.
marketing industry was very surprised with this. And still very many marketers are still trying to revive sites of their clients. So content has become
Hmm.
very serious matter these days because AI is here a lot, and Google has also included AI overviews in US search engines. This is basically a thing that whenever you search a keyword in search engine, this first of all comes with
Hmm.
AI answer. So this is another challenge for
AI
marketers to
answers.
rank
Yeah,
in
we,
AI
we we see
overviews.
that a lot in
Yes. So a lot of things have been
yeah, we
happening.
see a lot
So
in Google. Like if nowadays,
yes.
if you search on Google,
So as a marketer, as a company, we have just
yeah.
started going fully human and creating different strategies.
Hmm. Great. I think very interesting. I would like to deep dive into that in once we do a second episode about
Yes.
content and your training and all. But yeah, I like that line. A lot of because a lot of AI is there. You want to have the content who is just being written to rank on Google, not to help the audience. I think
Yes.
the purpose of the content at since very inception of it is that to help people, to give them information, educate, you know, uh, inform people about what's going on. But nowadays, everybody is so using so deep dive into tech and AI that it is very easy to write infuse keywords in a content and create that content and put it on your website. And let's say someone searches about those sort of content, so it's very easy to rank. But now you are saying after 20 April 24, it will not be very easy to rank if you have just written the keyword based content.
Yes, Google, the keyword stuffing system is completely down. This is a 2010 era, and Google is not going to work anything this
Hmm.
way. Google has completely changed. And one thing I want to tell you, and you should also know this, Google has especially EEAT system to rank content. This is expertise, experience, trustworthiness, and
Okay.
authority. This is a particular Google algorithm
Hmm.
that is especially designed around content, text content. So, if you are not creating
Okay.
content that meets the requirements of EEAT, then chances are you are not going to get traffic from
Hmm.
search engines. Because if you creating just content based on keywords,
Okay.
writing just text, not updating your content, not refreshing content, then you are going to go down.
Hmm. All right. Nice tip. From Thanks for sharing that. I mean, like I write a lot, but I haven't heard. I have seen in a few videos on Instagram about EEAT, but I've never thought of implementing it into my content because most of the
Yes.
time I write on my own. But I think it's a good way to analyze my content whether it is aligned with that EEAT framework or not. Because end of the day, the point of writing the content is someone who wants to find something should find something, right, from that piece of content.
Yes,
Great.
definitely.
Uh, Thanks. I think that brings to us to the end of this particular episode. I think it was very great to have you on the podcast, Nafish. I think very interestingly, we touched a lot of interesting points about hiring, about remote work, about setup in remote work, then what sort of people you guys hire, and the Google updates, right? And about how you guys are structured, how a sense of community or connection, or how exactly you lead or manage your remote team. So very insightful session, very very interesting topics that we covered. I think I would definitely would like to deep dive into certain topics when we meet next, right? Anything you want to say, just as a closing statement or anything you have before we end this.
So, as a closing statement, as this podcast is based on remote work, so I just wanted to say, if anyone want to came in remote work, so just be honest yourself, learn the right things, meet the right people, build
Hmm.
networks, and always, no matter where you are working remotely, if you are getting such a job opportunity of remote work, be fully dedicated to that and don't cheat your employer. Work honestly and meet their deadlines and do whatever they say for the company. That's it.
Great. Thanks for the last 2 cents for this for the people who are looking into remote work. Great. Thank you, Nafish. I think then we'll wrap this up with your
Thank you.
closing statement.
Thank you, Shivam.
Very well said. And
Thank
hopefully
you.
we'll meet soon with new
Yes, sure,
topics, new
sure,
interesting
definitely.
things. All right.
Sure.
Have a good one and have a safe weekend, buddy. All right. Take
Thank
care.
you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.